Hi, have you thought about taking your Python coding skills to the cloud? Well, this course is for you. We will be building two scalable API services leveraging AWS Lambda functions with Python. So basic Python knowledge should be enough to follow along. We'll also use services like API Gateway, HTTP API, and DynamoDB and as our database needs. To tie this all together, we'll delve a little into principles such as infrastructure as a code. If that sounds weird, well, think of this as a method where you could define your cloud resources, the Lambda functions, database, and any other resource, just like your code. This gives you the ability to easily provision and manage your resources. AWS makes infrastructure as a code extremely simple, and we'll use the application composer. And this is what it looks like. This is a visual drag and drop tool which generates the template code on your behalf. So let's say we drag over a DynamoDB. We can set those properties and this gets represented into our template. And so this is beyond a starting point, right? You could leverage this and with minor changes have your applications deployed. So this is our API. Let me delete these resources. This would be our URL shortener if you use services like Bitly or other tiny URL services. In this course, you'll build your very own. We have our API endpoints, and each of these is a URL that your users will go to create, get, delete resources. And we have our redirect. This all may look weird, but let's see what this looks like. And let's not forget, we'll also add our own custom domain. So this pretty much you can share this API with your friends. And so let's take a look at what this looks like. I'm going to go over to our API, and here we're using our custom domain. We'll go through creating that ourselves, and we're going to create a URL. So let me grab a fresh URL. Let's grab this one. And if you look at these URL, they're extremely long, right? We're just going to copy that, and we're going to use our API endpoint to create this. So let's replace this link and let's send this to our API. This is triggering our API gateway and our Lambda function in the backend. Here we get our very own custom URL, and again we're using a custom domain, and this is our short code, which is pretty unique in the database. And if we copy this and open up a new tab, this should redirect us, and so that's pretty cool. Again, if we go to our database though, what's cool about this, if we go to DynamoDB right here, our database, and let's open up our DynamoDB. Let's look for tables, and we're going to look for URL shortener, and let's grab this unique code, and let's do a explore table item. We're going to query, and we're going to actually search for that key. I'll show you what's going on in the background. And here we find the JSON data that we stored. If we change this to JSON view, chase down, we're also tracking the clicks. And so if we go back and grab this URL, paste it again. And so we're creating somewhat of some analytics in the background, just some if you want to track. So to our code and cancel this, we're going to do another query. Open up, and here we have clicks, keep incrementing.